Hey everyone, it's Zoisite Saragaki here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to render in Photoshop CS6. Alright, now first of all, you want to make sure you have a very high quality picture here, and if you're new to rendering, you obviously want to start with an easier to render picture. Like for example, this picture of Pikachu I have here. Okay, now first of all, you want to go over to the picture, you want to right click the picture, and hit Layer from Background. Now you don't have to do anything here, just click OK. Now you see this little lock bar. You just want to click the checkerboard and a lock will pop up next to the picture. Okay, next I'm going to teach you first how to render the easy way and not as awesome way as what I'm going to show you in a minute. This is called the Magic Wand tool. It's listed right underneath your pretty much basic do everything tool. You're going to click the background if it's all the same color. Then you're going to click this thing called Cut Under Edit, and you have a render. Alright, now as you know, that's not the best way to render. So you're going to hit the zoom tool. Don't have zoom out, have zoom in, and zoom in to about 300 or 400 depending. I'm actually going to start at 200. Now click the pen tool, which is right here on the left side. Now what you're going to do is just make little dots around your entire picture, like you're kind of tracing it. Now let's say you mess up when you're tracing this and do that. Just hit Control Z. Or if you say do that, where there's more than one, click Control Alt Z, and you can get rid of more than one. Now make sure you can always see where you're clicking and the spot you previously clicked. This will ensure you have a much better render. And because this is just a tutorial and not actually rendering this, for me personally, I'm just going to zoom out a bunch and render this like this because I can. That one spot was kind of bad. Now, when you get better at rendering, just make sure that until you get to that really good at rendering place, render really basic images like Pikachu, Kirby, Yoshi, that kind of thing, so you can get the hang of rendering before you start rendering really complex things. Also, always make sure you're rendering high quality images, because when you render low quality images, you're going to get a very low quality render, not to mention that it's going to be really hard to render because it's harder to see the low quality pictures. Now as you can see, I'm rendering this horribly because I'm rushing, but Photoshop does have a way of kind of fixing that a bit. Not completely, but a bit. Yay, we're almost done. Oh, make sure that when you get into GFX, graphic arts, you sign up for a DeviantArt page. It's completely free. I'll link everything in the YouTube link. So yeah, just make sure you always have one, because then people can comment on your work. You can look at their work. You can look at tutorials. Cool stuff like that. Okay, so I'm done with that. It's completely traced. Back to start. Now what you're going to do is you're going to right click on the picture, hit Make Selections, and if you're very good at rendering, you can keep the feather radius at 0, but because I rushed this, I'm going to put it at 3. Then click OK. Now I'm going to hit Control X, make a new window, delete our first layer. Of course, I'm going to zoom out, and then post our picture. And of course, you can crop the window to fit the picture better. But that is your picture of Pikachu. Now when you're done rendering it, make sure you go to File, Save As. Let's name this Pikachu Render 1. And make sure you go down here and you find the PNG and click Save. It'll ask you if you want to compress it, just hit None. This one, just keep it as None. And it should automatically save like that. So yeah, that's pretty much how you render in Photoshop CS6. Also, I want to show you a good example of stuff you should render and shouldn't render if you're new. This is something that, go for it, you can go ahead and render. It's pretty easy. It's just a Pikachu with a white background, so it's very easy to render. And then you have something like picture from Game of Thrones. You shouldn't be rendering this unless you're very skilled at rendering, because it is a real-life picture, meaning it's harder. Plus, she has all that hair detail. It's just a lot harder to render. So my advice is render very easy things with white or very light colored backgrounds that are high quality until you're very good at rendering. Alright, so that's pretty much the tutorial. I'm CS6. Make sure to subscribe to me here on YouTube, and well,